What's up everybody, it's Sean here and I'm back today to give you guys a review of the Kith collaboration with Asics on this Gel-Kayano 12.1 in the cream and pure aqua and the New York Knicks colorways. So this marks the latest collaboration between Ronnie Flagg's Kith label with Asics. This is technically a brand new silhouette called the Gel-Kayano 12.1, but it's actually a mashup between two existing Asics models, the upper of the Gel-Kayano 12 which dropped in the mid-2000s, and the tooling or midsole and outsole of the Gel-Nimbus 17 which dropped I believe back in 2015. So this was part of Kith's Monday program which dropped on June 24th, and they released for a price of $180 US or $248 here in Canada. And the official colorways for this shoe, so for this one it's cream and pure aqua, and for this one it's actually just cream, but for the purpose of this video and to avoid confusion, I'm gonna call this the New York Knicks or Knicks colorway. So first things first, here's a quick look at the packaging. So this comes in a cardboard box which is done in a mix of this natural brown and black and blue accents. We have Asics and Ronnie Flagg branding on the top, and then on this back side of the box we have the Kith logo. Jumping into the details of the shoe itself, the base layer of both of these shoes is crafted using a cream or off-white colored mesh. So this is an open style mesh which makes it quite breathable, and then overlaid on the front toe box, we have a synthetic silver tumbled leather, and it incorporates black, reflective, and white colored accents surrounding the edges. On the lateral side, we have a large textured silver panel with white paint detailing, and we have that same synthetic tumbled leather covering the eyelets of the sneaker as well for both pairs. Stitched on top of the mid panel on both sides of the sneakers, we have the Asics stripes, which is done in this cream and silver mix on the Knicks pair, and this very pale aqua or light mint color with silver on the cream colored pair. Moving downwards, you can see we have more of that same cream or off-white colored mesh. This covers the back of the shoe as well, and then we have more synthetic tumbled leather overlays overlaid on top surrounding the heel as well. So on the lateral side, we have Gel-Kayano 12.1 branding, and this is painted partially in orange on the Knicks pair, but it's painted in white on the cream pair. And then beneath this, we have Asics branding embroidered into the mesh itself. On the heel of both sneakers, we have this synthetic silver overlay running down the center, and it has black colored detailing as well. And then on the top of the heel, we have a reflective panel with the Asics logo. This is done in black and mint on the cream pair, and blue and orange on the Knicks pair. For the laces, so this being a Kith and Asics collaboration, I was not surprised that these come with 4 different lace options each. So the standard lace that they come with is a thin rope style lace. So this is done in that signature New York Knicks color on the Knicks pair, where it's done in this pale green or pale mint color on the cream pair. If you're not feeling these laces, again, they each come with 3 other options. So for the Knicks pair, we have this inverted rope lace, which is done primarily in blue, along with 2 oval shaped laces, one in cream and one in white. And then for the cream pair, they also come with another rope style lace, which is predominantly done in this off-white tone. And these also come with 2 extra oval laces, one in cream and one in white as well. Underneath this, the tongue is primarily constructed out of that same open style mesh that covers the body of the shoe. However, the top half of the tongue, this is covered in this nylon overlay, which has this horizontal stitch detailing found throughout. So it's a lot more subtle for the cream pair, whereas for the Knicks pair, it's much more obvious with this blue colored stitching. And then on the center of the top of the tongue, we have this overlay revealing this TPU branding with Japanese kanji. So on the left shoe, this translates to Kayano, which fun fact is actually the surname for the designer of the Gel-Kayano. And then for the right shoe, the Japanese kanji here translates to the word friend, paying homage to Kith and Kin's slogan, which means friends and family. The inner collar of the shoe is decently padded and it's covered in this mesh layer, so it's done in this off-white color on the cream pair and blue on the Knicks pair. And then for the insoles, these come with a decently padded foam lined insole, it's mesh lined on top, and we have Asics and Kith co-branding pressed onto the heel. So the upper of the shoe sits atop this midsole, which contains Asics Fluid Ride technology, which is a dual density foam setup consisting of one layer which absorbs shock, and another layer that's a lot more springy and provides a lot more energy return and responsiveness. So this is comprised of Asics Soul Light technology and an EVA compound, but you can see we also have Asics gel technology, which is visible on the lateral forefoot as well as the lateral heel of the sneaker. And gel, as you probably know these days, is largely there just for cosmetic reasons, but to some degree it does help with impact protection and shock absorption. Finally, for the outsole of these shoes, again, this is taken from the Gel-Nimbus 17, and for both pairs it's crafted using this black colored rubber. So you can see it's very segmented, which helps with flexibility and helps to give the shoe more contact to the ground. And running down the center, we have Asics guidance line technology. So this splits the outsole down the middle, again giving you more flexibility and more ground contact. And in the middle, we have this silver colored TPU shank plate, which is there to help with torsional rigidity and midfoot support. So that breaks down the look and the construction of this Gel-Kayano 12.1. And for those wondering about how these fit, generally speaking, these do run true to size. So in my case, I'm a true size 10, slightly on the wider side. I picked up both of these pairs in a size 10 and they fit me perfectly in a slightly snug way. So to give you guys a point of reference, I also wear a size 10 in other Asics models like the Gel-Kayano 14, the GT2160, and the Gel 1130 as well. So I'd say that these fit most similarly to a Gel-Kayano 14, but whatever size you normally wear for the 2000s era Asics running shoes, I'd stick with that same size for this pair and it should fit you fine. So if you have a narrow, normal, or even a slightly wide foot, go true to size, but if you have a really wide foot, you might be better off going up a half size. Next up, in terms of the comfort, so personally I was very interested to see how comfortable these were because they contain the upper of the Gel-Kayano 12, but the tooling of the Gel-Nimbus 17. So if you know anything about Asics running shoes, generally speaking the Kayano line is more built for stability, whereas the Nimbus line is more of a neutral shoe. So trying these on, they actually felt a little bit more firm on foot than I expected. Especially underneath the forefoot, maybe it's just a matter of having to break them in, but straight out of the box, they felt a little bit more low to the ground, a bit more minimalistic and firm than I would have expected. As for the heel, there was definitely more squish to it. You can definitely feel more of that compression in this area. So generally speaking, it's still a decently comfortable shoe. You feel quite a bit of support underfoot, but if you're looking for a shoe that's very, very plush and soft, then this is not going to be the model for you. Finally, in terms of the quality and craftsmanship, so unfortunately, basically all the materials used on the shoe are synthetic, which I guess is in line with what these two models were originally built for, which is performance running. So because of that, you're not going to get genuine leathers and suedes on this shoe, but that makes sense and it fits the aesthetic of this sneaker, so I really can't complain about that. And the overall build of the shoe I thought was perfectly fine. The stitch job was good, there was barely any glue stains on my pairs, so these were solid, they were well built, and I have no complaints about it. So with all that out of the way now, let's toss these on feet, I'll lace them up and I'll show you guys how both of these look. Overall, this is a pretty low-key collaboration between Kith and Asics. Basically, the only branding on this shoe, from what I could see, was on the tongue and on the insole. But that's perfectly fine. This is kind of how Ronnie Fieg and Asics have collaborated in the past before. For example, on their Gel-Kayano 14, GT2160, and Gel 1130. Those ones featured pretty minimal branding as well. And in terms of the colorways, so initially I was super sure that I was going to be drawn more to this cream pair. But after getting both of these in hand, I actually feel like the Knicks colorway is the more special of the two. The Knicks pair just has more of that classic Kith and New York vibe to it, whereas the cream and pure Aqua colorway, it looks a lot more like a general release. But with that said, I can see myself wearing the cream pair a lot more, whereas the Knicks colorway will be more of an eye-catching pair, but one that I don't necessarily wear as often. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about this Kith and Asics Gel-Kayano 12.1? Between the two colorways, which of the two do you guys prefer? And were you lucky enough to grab both of these for retail, one, or did you strike out on both of them? As usual, if you guys enjoyed this review, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can follow me on Instagram at esco8, check me out on X at sean.go spelt out, and visit my website at seango.ca. So thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review and hopefully it helped you in some way. I appreciate the continued love and support, and I'll catch all of you in my next video.